When we multiply polynomials, the main idea is to multiply each term in one polynomial by each term in the other. So if we look at this example, we have a plus 2, that's one polynomial, multiplied by b minus 3. So we have to take each of these terms and multiply it by each of those terms. So we're going to be multiplying the a times the b and the a times the minus 3, and then we're going to be multiplying the 2 times the b and the 2 times the minus 3. An easy way to remember this is with the acronym FOIL, F-O-I-L, and that stands for first, outer, inner, last. We multiply the first terms, that's a and b in this case, then we multiply the outer terms, that's a and negative 3, then we multiply the inner terms, which in this case is 2 and b, and then the last terms, in this case the 2 and the negative 3. So we'll end up with 4 terms in this case, and we write those all down and we add them up. So let's do this example. We do the first, that's a times b, that gives us ab. Then we do the outer terms. A times negative 3 is negative 3a, so that's our next term, negative 3a. And then inner, the 2 inner terms are the 2 and the b, so we multiply those and we get 2b, and that's positive. And then the last terms, 2 and negative 3. When we multiply those together, we get negative 6. And that's our answer. Sometimes some of these terms can be combined. They don't in this case, but when they can, you can and should combine like terms to simplify your result. Now this little procedure here, FOIL, first, outer, inner, last, only works when we're multiplying binomials, that is, things with 2 terms. So this is a binomial and that is a binomial. And when we're multiplying binomials, then we can FOIL. If one of these had 3 terms in it instead of 2, then FOIL wouldn't work. But multiplying binomials is pretty common. That shows up a lot. So learning that, FOIL, is a good thing to remember. Here's an example of 2 polynomials being multiplied together where FOIL won't work. X plus 4 is a binomial, but 2x squared plus 3x plus 5 is a trinomial, 3 terms. Our main idea, though, is to multiply each term in one polynomial by each term in the other. And that rule still applies. FOIL is just a way to remember how to do that easily with 2 binomials. But the main idea is to multiply each term in one polynomial by each term in the other. And we can do this systematically. I'll start with the x. I'm going to multiply the x times the 2x squared, x times the 3x, and x times the 5. And then I'll go to the 4, and I'll multiply the 4 times the 2x squared, the 4 times the 3x, and the 4 times the 5. And when I'm done with that, I will have multiplied each of these terms by each of these. I'll end up with 6 terms altogether, and I'll combine the ones that can be combined as like terms to simplify my answer. So let's start here. X times 2x squared, that gives me 2x cubed. And then x times 3x gives me a 3x squared, so I write plus 3x squared, and then x times 5 gives me a 5x, so I write plus 5x. And then I go to the 4. 4 times 2x squared gives me a 8x squared, so I write that plus 8x squared. Then 4 times 3x gives me a 12x. And 4 times the 5 is 20, so I write plus 20. Notice that I now have 6 terms all added together. And now I combine like terms. I'll start at the left, 2x cubed. There are no other x cubed terms, so I just write 2x cubed. And then I go to this one, 3x squared. Well, there are 2 3x squared terms, 3x squared and 8x squared. Those combine to give me 11x squared, and then I have a 5x and a 12x. Those combine to give me a 17x, and then my 20 is left over there by itself. So that's my answer, 2x cubed plus 11x squared plus 17x plus 20.